My name is Hinder, and you're listening to the Salon Help Good to Go podcast, the podcast for salon and spa owners who are looking to grow. The only thing stopping you is you. Episode 27. The marketplace is saturated. Saying that the marketplace is saturated is probably a statement that could be used by any small business. Even fast food outlets or charity shops or almost anyone could be saying this. Now, I'm talking to you, specifically salon and spa owners, clinics, barbershops, the hair and beauty sector in particular. As a coach, I wouldn't argue with that statement. If you were saying to me, Carl, I'm struggling to make money in my area because the market is saturated, I think you got a really valid point. There's a fair few salon coaches around too, okay, but that's probably for another podcast. To understand if we do have a saturated
My name is Carl Hinder,
within the
and you're
hair
listening
and beauty
to the
industry,
Salon Help
I think it's going to be
Good to Go
important that we
podcast.
give it some
Podcast
sort
for
of
salon and
definition.
spa
I think we've got to
owners
agree
who are looking to grow.
on what we're talking
The
about
only thing
here.
stopping you.
So when I was
is
researching this, one
Episode
dictionary
25.
definition said that
Are
it was
you
this.
too busy?
It's the condition of being full beyond satisfaction.
So,
That's what
are you too
saturation
busy?
is.
Are you too busy in your
I like
salon?
that statement
Maybe you're
because
thinking,
it
Carl,
really
is
does
that
reflect
even a
our
real
industry.
question?
Because so
But I know as
many
a salon
salons and
owner,
spas,
with all the
etc.,
challenges that you
now
face,
have less
you might be
satisfied
thinking, well,
people
that's just crazy. How
than
can
they
I
used to.
be
Let me give you an
too
example.
busy?
The salon owners
Well, the reality is this.
are now less
Being
satisfied
busy is
than
a
they used to be
problem. It's a
because, of
big
course,
problem
they are
for
making
some
less money.
salons.
They're
Now,
finding
you'd be
it
forgiven for
less
thinking
easy if you
that,
like to
well,
operate their
not
business.
really,
So
Carl,
that qualifies
because
us
we
for
already know, don't we,
saturation.
that 80% of salons
We also
that break
have
even or
less
run at a
clients,
loss.
and the clients
And
that we
that's
do
when I
have
consider them to be,
are also
operating
less
legally
satisfied
and operating
because they know that
professionally,
we
if
are
you like.
unable
So
to
I'm
invest
talking
in our
about
business, or
when
we're
salon
unable to
owners
invest
pay
in
themselves.
training,
So
or the quality
80% of
across the
salons are
industry
running at a break-even
may
or a
or may
loss
not
if
be a
everything
bit
is done
lower than it
properly.
used to be.
That
We've also got to
means
look
that
at
20%
staff,
of
because
salons
staff are
doing well,
also
right?
less
That means 1
satisfied
in
than they
5
used to be.
are
And we know
making
that the
good
movement
profits.
in the employed
So
and
why is it
self-employment
we
market
don't
is
hear
a
about them so
demonstration
much?
of
Why don't
that.
we
We do
hear
have
that,
staff
you
that
know,
are less satisfied.
I'm just
We have clients
too
less
busy?
satisfied. We have
There'll be a
salon
number of
owners that
reasons,
are less
but I'm
satisfied.
guessing the
And
first and
that
obvious
really
one
qualifies
is that
as one of the
if you
conditions
genuinely are
for
too
being
busy,
saturated.
really rammed,
I've got to qualify this.
well,
I've
you're
got to
not
say,
going
of
to be on
course,
social media,
there
are you?
are
You're not going to
exceptions.
have the
There's a
time
lot of
to be on
exceptions.
social media
There
telling
are lots of
everyone
exceptional
about
businesses out
what
there
could be a success
that
story or
are
could
not
be a problem.
affected
We're
by
gonna
this
dive into that
saturation.
during the
And maybe when we
podcast,
analyze
whether you're
this,
dealing with
perhaps
something
we'll
that is,
identify why
a
that
positive
is.
or a
Not
negative.
everyone
But we also
has
know
less
that
satisfied
good
staff
news
and less
is not
satisfied clients, and not
usually
every
revered,
salon
is it? It's
owner
not
is
usually
less satisfied
sought
themselves.
out.
We're
Now,
looking at
maybe
the
we watch
market
the
in
news,
general.
maybe say the BBC.
In many
or
ways,
actually,
it's a shame
if we
that we
listen to
measure
some
the
of the
health of our
industry
industry
bodies,
by the
associations
number
and
of salons
federations,
or the number
we
of
operate
salons
at a
that are
very,
growing. And I
very
know
negative
lots of the
level.
associations and
When we report
federations
something in
use
in
that
the,
kind of statistic.
associations,
I don't.
federations,
As a business
we often
coach,
say things like
I would be more than happy
53% of
for there to be a
salons
reduction
reported that
in
they're
salon
not
numbers
looking to
across
grow.
all sectors now, by the way.
However, why didn't we
And,
say
that's going to give us
47%
basically
of
a lot
salons
more
say they
clients
are looking
per
to
salon.
grow next
It's
year?
probably going to give us a
Do you
lot
see what I
more
mean?
staff
I mean, on the
options
news,
per
just having a bit of
salon.
fun with you.
And that's going to
You know,
give
we
the
don't report
potential for these
today in the
businesses to
UK,
be a
there
lot
were
more
no floods,
healthier, a lot more
or
financially
that 10,000
healthier.
trains
So
arrived on
while
time, or,
saturation
you
is an
get the idea.
indication that
Something
the
like that.
business or the
And that's
industry is
because
growing,
we are-
that in itself is a good
we built-
indication
we
that it's a
built to
strong,
zone in
strong
on the
industry.
negative,
But I
and
don't
we do
think it's
exactly
the
same in our
best way
industry,
of
and
us,
social media
seeing the best of our
promotes
industry.
all that
I think there's
together.
too
That
few
also
people
means that if you
making
have a
the kind of money that they
problem,
should be.
or you have a
We're talking
success,
about this
as I'm going to,
saturation,
demonstrate in
but
a
at the
moment,
same time, we got to remember
you're not going
that
to feel like sharing.
around
are you?
80%, and I'm
Because
talking about legally
you've got to be
operated
careful
salons
that
now,
you're not seen to
are
be
still
bragging
operating
or saying,
at
"Look,
a
I'm doing
break-even
so well,"
or
'cause
a
people don't want to
loss,
see you doing
a
well.
financial
I know we,
break-even or
as
a financial
individuals, think
loss
we want to. I'm
situation.
talking about as a society,
And that's every
and
week,
even as
every
an
week, every
industry,
month, every
we
year. So we've got the
focusing
saturated market.
immediately on the
Within the
negative.
market, 80% of people are not doing particularly well, which means 20% are, which is great, but 80% aren't.
Virtue of that,
So what do you think? Should we just give up on this? You think, oh, there's no point trying anymore, Carl. You've painted a great picture. You've agreed with us. We're saturated. There's nothing we can do about it.
We kind of push them away.
In a way, we don't need to do anything about it because 3 out of 5 of you, 3 out of the 5 listeners now, right this minute, will be closed within 5 years. And if we haven't got you by then, I am joking with you, by the way. And if we haven't got you by then, 8 out of 10 salons will be closed within 10 years. That's the natural attritional rate for our industry. It's not too different across most small businesses, by the way. So there's a lot of common denominators.
What I'm hoping is that
we also know that
lots
lots and lots more people will come into the industry and open more salons. And that's because they think that they can do better. And let's face it, some of them can do better. You know, some people are better educated. And I'm not talking about educated at school. I'm talking about business style education. So they're making better decisions. But what about you? What can you do about this saturation situation? Apart from complaining and mourning, okay, or throwing it all in, or giving up, giving up on the situation. Do you just say, I accept the situation and I can't do anything about it? What can you do about it? The answer is that you remove yourself from the saturation situation. Now, that's not easy to say. The saturation situation. Think about what large companies do. What they do is they make themselves different. Let's look at, say, car companies. There are literally hundreds of car companies throughout the world, and there are literally millions and millions and millions of cars. Yet, Lamborghini don't care what Vauxhall are doing. Because they're different, aren't they? They're not in the same league as them. Yes, they're cars, just like, Carl, I'm a barbershop, and there are literally hundreds of barbershops within 20 miles of me. Or I'm a skin clinic, and there are thousands in the UK, Carl. Well, Lamborghini do the same. Why would they worry about Vauxhall? They are different. They set themselves apart. Now, I don't have to tell you the difference between a Lamborghini and a Vauxhall. But recently I read that Lamborghini said that they're not even going to make a battery for a supercar. Now, we know that we are in a super trend, super environmental trend of battery-powered cars and environment protection and all the good reasons that there may be for doing that. But this company has come out and said, no, we're not going to do it because the reason that clients buy our cars is because the engines make a noise. So they think that once they go to the battery, they will lose or they may lose a lot of their clients because the feature, the reason that clients come to them is the noise of the engine. Now, it'll be interesting to see how that develops with governmental pressures and environmental pressures. But that's their situation. That's their stance at the moment. And therein lies your answer. You're only in a saturated market when you are like other people in your market. Or in this case, when you are like them. Can you see what I'm saying?
I've been
you're all
for
the
a
same.
while now.
If you're a
you
hair
have a
salon
job
and you're
without
saying
a boss.
to
So a job without a
yourself
boss
or you're saying to your
is that
business
you're a
partners or you're saying to your
technician, a
coach,
therapist, a
well, I can't
hairdresser,
make the progress I want to
you're
make
working
because
hard,
I'm in a
but
saturated
the money
market.
stops
What you're
when
saying
you
is,
stop.
I'm exactly like
So
them,
if you go on
or they're
holiday,
exactly
there's more
like
money
me,
coming in.
and that
If
is
you
what's
retire,
creating
the money
the
stops.
saturation
If you get ill,
situation.
the money
What we
stops.
do know for sure
So if
is
you're
that
a
you
sole
can't
trader,
change them.
and this is your
Not
choice,
even
by
I
the
can
way,
change them.
hey, that's
You know,
cool.
as
That's
a
all
business
good.
coach, as an international
Then you're
business
going to
coach,
be
I
in a
can't go
position
around
or
changing
more
hundreds
likely
of
position
thousands
to
of
be
salons.
too
What
busy.
I can do
But what if
is
you're a
I can
salon?
change you,
No matter if
an
you're a big
individual
salon or a
salon
small
in your
salon,
area, and of
and
course,
you
as the Good to
think
Go
you
intro
are
says,
too busy.
you can change
How
you.
do you
The only thing stopping you
identify that? How
is
do you
you.
know
So
if you
start
are too
focusing
busy? Well, for
on
me,
yourself, start
the
with
biggest
this.
measure is
Start by
your
asking
rebooking
yourself
rates.
this
Now, I
question.
hear lots of
Why
salon
should a
owners
client
claiming
come to
that,
me?
you
Now
can't get
answer
in
that
with me
question.
for
Why should a
3 months or
client
6
come to
months, or
me?
I've got a very
Write a
waiting
long
list,
sentence
all that sort of
about
thing. Now,
the reason they
generally
should come to you.
speaking, I
Or
don't
if
think
you want
that's
to, you
anything
can
to be
write it
proud
as
about.
a
I
list
think
if you
that's a
want to,
really,
okay?
really big
All the
problem.
reasons that
Again,
people,
it's a good
sorry, not all the
problem
reasons
to
that
have to
people,
deal
all the
with,
reasons
and you're
that
very
clients
fortunate that currently
should
your
come to
clients are
you.
very patient and
And it doesn't matter you.
understanding.
It doesn't matter if you're
But
a
it's not
clinic,
good
a
for you
barber
or
shop,
the
a hair
business.
salon,
If you've got clients
estheticians.
that
It
should
doesn't
be
really
in, I don't
matter.
know, let's say
Write
every
this big
4 weeks or
sentence or
6
write this
weeks or
list of
something
all
like
the
that,
reasons
and
that
you're
they
rolling them
should
in
come
on
to
10
you.
and 12
And
weeks
you're
or
going to
even
find things
longer,
on there like this. You're
it's
going to be
not good for
saying,
them
well, come
because
to me, Carl,
it
because
means that they're
we're
not
super
looking their
friendly. Yeah,
best
we're a really,
when they
really
should be
friendly
looking
place.
their best.
Or come to us
And it's
because
not
we
good
are
for you
really professional,
because
or we're
you're
all
not
qualified.
maximizing
Or you're going to
either
say
your
something like,
reputation
I've got
or your
10
profitability.
10 years experience
So
or
you've
20
got to
years
start
experience
thinking, if
in the
I've
industry.
got
That's why
that
they
kind of
should come here.
situation,
Or
what do I
it's
do about it?
a really
Remember, this
relaxing
isn't about your
environment
ego.
and
This
we
isn't
look
about
after
saying,
them. We
I'm
take care of them. They
absolutely
can have a really
so
great
much in
chill.
demand, I'm
Or maybe you're
overwhelmed,
at the other end of the
I got
scale and
big
you're saying
waiting
things
lists.
like,
These
come to
are
us because
indicators
our
that your
prices are
business,
really
unless you've
affordable.
deliberately done this, by the way,
To me, that's a little bit
that your business
cringy. When
is
you
not
say
reaching
we're
its
affordable,
potential,
it just means
and
you're
it
cheap, right?
actually might
But
be damaging
lots
your
of your
reputation, and
competitors,
certainly clients are
lots
not
of the people in
looking
the saturation
or
bowl, if
feeling
you want
as
to call
good
it
as they
that,
could. So
are saying
there's lots and lots of
exactly
things
the
you
same.
can do, and there's
So
lots
you've
of
got this list.
variations on these. But
Now
the
what
two
I want you to
things
do
that you will
is
already know,
cross
but I got
off
to point them out to you in
all of the
podcast,
things
is this.
that everyone else
First of all,
could be
you've
saying
got to
in your
provide,
area.
or you could provide
They
more
probably
time.
are saying the same, right? They
Now,
are
more
probably
time
saying we're
means
friendly, we're
maybe
professional,
any
we're
of the following. Maybe you're
experienced,
going to do
create this
more
relaxing
opening
thing, we've got
hours. Maybe you're going
affordable
to open more
prices.
days.
You're
Maybe,
just saying stuff,
longer
this
hours
sound
within
bites.
a day. Maybe you're going to
It's
make
just
yourself
noise,
available
guys.
more
Now,
often. Maybe you're going to get
rewrite it.
yourself
This
some
time,
staff. Now, that's
rewrite it.
the obvious
And this time
answer
when you
when
rewrite
you've
it,
got massive,
think
massive
about
demand,
what
is to
you
look to
could
whether
be
or not your
doing that
business model
others
is
aren't
ready
or
to
others
match
won't
demand.
do. Right?
If
So
you're
it's
saying to
a bit
yourself,
more
I
complicated this
want to
time.
get more staff,
Rewrite
Carl, I want to
something
get
that
some
the
staff,
others,
but I've
or
got some
most of
bad
them at least, not
experiences,
everyone, but
and
most
now
of
it's
them
impossible,
don't
well,
have
then you've
or
gone all the way
won't
back
do.
almost
What
to the
can you
beginning of
say
this
about your
podcast, where you're
business that
believing
makes you
the
stand
negative
out?
views
Here's a couple of things off the top of my head. Maybe you could say
Usually
something
social media,
like,
but it could be
we
any
have
media at
the
all.
best hair
If you're
systems in
listening
the
to
UK.
others saying, I can't
Of course, you've
get
got to
staff,
qualify that, but
well, I
best
would
hair
say to you, there's a
systems in
couple
the
of
UK.
things.
Whilst other
First of
people are
all,
just saying,
you
we do
probably
great
haven't
haircuts and we do
tried.
great colours, you're
I know
saying
you think
we've
you've
got the
tried. I know
best
you've
in
put
the
a couple of
UK.
ads on
That's a standout
well-known
statement.
platforms,
What about
and maybe you've done a few
award-winning
on your
blonde
platform
specialists?
yourself,
So
on your
instead
own
of saying,
social
come to
media,
us for all your colour
but you
needs,
haven't
you say
really
we are
tried because
award-winning and
you're
we
starting to
specialise in
believe
blonde.
in the
Would
myth
that give
that
people who
there's
want
no
to go
one available.
blonde
But you have to fix
some
it.
confidence?
And
Not only does this
usually
make all
you're
your
gonna have to
marketing
fix it
much
with
easier,
staff.
make your marketing
Point
much more
two
powerful, much
is
more
that
poignant,
you could be
but the
fixing this
message that the
problem
client gets
in part
is that you're
with
very, very specific. You have some
prices.
advantage
Now, I
over your
don't mean the
competition.
odd 50p
You might be
here
something
and
like
there,
an
the odd
an
pound.
award-winning
I mean,
something,
using
an award-winning,
pricing as a
I don't know,
tool
anti-aging
to
specialist
manage your
clinic.
demand.
Okay, now we've got two
It
things
kinda
going on
makes
there. Maybe
sense that in
award-winning might be
many
enough. I
cases,
know
the
for a
higher
lot of people
prices
are now
go,
award-winning businesses,
then
but they're
different
not
clients
everyone.
will decide whether
If you're
they want to pay
anti-aging
that or
specialist,
not.
that might
That
be a
should
really, really
press down
good
your
help.
demand.
But what
But what
about
I hear is
specialising
this:
in something
Carl,
else?
I've put my
When you
prices up a
say
few
we are
times
acne
over the last
specialists
year,
for
but they are
teenagers.
token
Of course, you've got to
increases.
have the market
And
there.
what I
You
want
can't
to
just
ask
make
you
this
is,
stuff up.
what
But
made
that
you come up
means
with them?
there's a
How
real
did you
reason to come to you
calculate
instead of saying
these
for
increases?
all your
I
skin
suggest that
needs.
they were probably
Yeah.
random.
Once you say for all your
prices.
skin
You said,
needs,
"Oh, I'll put like
you've
a
just
couple of
fallen
quid
into
on
the
that, a couple
saturation
of quid
bowl
on that,"
with everyone else.
and that isn't going
Or
to be enough.
if you're not into that
because what you're
specialist kind
trying
of
to
thing,
do
maybe
secretly
it's
in your
something
mind
that your
is,
business
yeah, Carl,
does.
I want to put the prices up to
Maybe,
push
for
demand
example,
down,
you are
but I
open
don't want to
when
put
most other
prices up so
salons or
much
most other
that I
barbershops
push demand
aren't.
down
Not far from
enough
where I live,
so that people
there is a
start
barbershop
reacting.
open at
The
6
ego in a
a.m. in
way,
the
guys,
morning.
is getting
I
in the
know
way
that when
again
I went to
because
Brixton a couple of
secretly
years
you
ago,
still want
there was
everyone to come
a
there,
salon
because
there
we know
that
that in our
opened
salons and spas
24
we
hours
are emotionally
all through the the night,
these
guys.
clients.
So you
But if
can
you was
see
making a
their
business
strength.
decision,
It was right for
you
them.
would
They had a
put them
lot
up
of
by enough
transient
that would suppress demand.
traffic.
What I
Really
would say is
important that they
that you
stood
should
out
be
for a
doing the
reason. I'm not
staffing
telling you
and
to
the
do this stuff. What I'm
pricing
telling you is
and the
you've
hours
got to
and all
find
of those
your
things in
reason.
combination
On top of all
to
of that,
manage
we've got to
being
be ethical,
too
guys.
busy.
Obviously,
When it comes to the
what you
pricing,
say has to be
the
true,
easiest and fastest way
and
of getting them right
it's got to
first
match
time
what the
is to use
client
the
wants.
Salon Help
So
pricing
you got
app.
to, whatever
The
you
link is in the
say,
show
the client has
notes.
got to experience it
Go
when they
there.
come in. It has to
That
be true,
pricing app is going to
and it
enable
has to be
you to get your
something that the
prices right straight
client
away.
wants to
You're
connect
going
with.
to have the right
You can't
levels to
say
suppress demand
that
if
you're
you need to,
amazing
but it's
at
also going to
acne
ensure that
treatments
you and your
if nobody
team
cares
get
about
paid
it. what's the
properly,
point in
because
that?
it's going to
You can't
help
say
you
that
generate a
you
profit.
perform
Now,
like a
this is what I want you to do.
celebrity-based salon
The next
if nobody
time you
cares
hear
about
someone
celebrity.
say
So,
they are too
you've got to put
busy,
some thought into this, but the
celebrate
point
the
is,
problem
you've
with
got
them.
to stand
You know,
out.
get engaged
Once
with
you
them,
are
even send them
standing
this
out,
podcast
you
if
are
want
in a
to.
less saturated
But the
market.
next time that
You've,
you
in
say
effect,
it,
you've created your own
make
market
sure
within a market,
that
just like
you start to
Lamborghini
change
has
the
created a
circumstances.
market
So the next
within a
time you
market.
say,
Now they
"I'm
are
too
in the
busy,"
supercar
or you're
market, maybe
saying,
along
"I've
other
got 3 months or 6
organizations
months
like
waiting list,"
Ferrari and Porsche, but they're
just
not
remember,
in the
when
bigger
you're too
market, are they?
busy,
They're not in the
neither
car
you
market. Nobody
nor
ever
the
bought a
client
Lamborghini
are
for
getting the
transport.
best
Nobody
out
ever
of this
said,
situation.
I really need that Lamborghini
And
car
that's all for
because I've
this
got to
week.
get
Thanks
to
for
work
listening
on
to the
time.
Salon Help
Yeah,
Good
people
to
buy
Go
them for different
podcast.
reasons, and
Please
you want
take a
people
look
to
in the
come
show
to
notes.
you,
Leave
not
me a
for the
review
simple
and let
purpose
other
of what you're
salon owners
providing,
know that we're
but
here every
because you
Sunday
provide
to
something a
kickstart
little bit
their
more,
week.
a little bit
That's all,
different.
guys. Catch you on the next
Now,
episode.
I want to analyze this just a tiny bit before we tie this podcast up. The reason that salons
My name is
of
Carl
all
Hinder,
types
and you're listening to
don't
the Salon
do
Help
this.
Good to Go
The reason you
podcast.
don't like
The
to do
podcast
this
for salon and
is
spa
because
owners who are
you
looking
have
to
this
grow.
natural instinct
The only
to
thing
appeal
stopping
to
you
everyone.
is you.
You think that if you
Episode
appeal to
25.
everyone, you'll have more
Are
clients.
you too busy?
You know, so if you have general ads, you think more people will come in. I don't know how many times
So,
I've seen
are
people
you
saying
too
that
busy?
they
Are you
are
too busy in
family
your salon?
salons, and I don't mean
Maybe you're
they're
thinking,
run
Carl,
by
is
you
that
and your family,
even a
that you
real
are family,
question?
which just
But
basically
I know
means
as a salon
I want you
owner,
all.
with all the
I want the
challenges that
mums, I
you
want the
face,
dads, I want the kids.
you might be thinking,
yeah, I
that's
want
just
the,
crazy.
I want the
How can
colours,
I
I want
be
the, I want
too
the
busy?
trims, I want the perms,
Well,
I
the
want the
reality
sets,
is
I want the
this.
nails, I want
Being
this.
busy
That's
is a
not
problem. It's
the
a big
way
problem
that the
for
world
some
works, and it doesn't
salons.
work
Now, you'd be
in a
forgiven for thinking
saturated
that,
market.
well, not really,
When
Carl,
you start
because
to
we
ask
already know,
everyone to
don't
come
we,
to you,
that 80% of salons
you're not
are
asking no one.
break-even or
Well,
running
I
at
think
a
the
loss.
marketing thing is,
And
when you talk
that's when
to
I consider
everyone,
them
you
to be,
talk to no one.
operating legally.
I understand
and
it.
Operating
I understand it as a
professionally, if you
natural
like. So I'm
instinct,
talking
if you
about
like,
when
because
salon owners pay
when you are
themselves.
like
So
everyone else,
80%
when you
of
play it
salons
safe,
are
that's what
running
you're
at a
doing, right?
break-even
When you
or a
just say,
loss
look, I'm a
if everything is
salon
done
and I'm a
properly.
family salon,
That also
you're
means
saying,
that
look, I'm safe.
20% of
I'm a bit
salons
like all my
are
other
doing well,
competitors.
right?
I'm not
That means
standing out,
one
which
in
is
five
good
are
and which is
making
safe.
good profits.
And, as they
So
say,
why is
you've
it we
blended
don't
in with the
hear
crowd.
about them
Yep,
so much?
it's
Why
safe,
don't we hear
but it's not really safe,
that,
is it? Because your
I'm
finances
just
aren't
too
as good as they
busy?
should be, and we've already
There'll
done
be a number
that
of reasons,
80%
but
of
I'm
salons
guessing
in the UK,
the
and I
first
think
and obvious
it's
one
largely the same
is that
across
if you genuinely
most
are
developed
too
countries.
busy, I mean,
That
really,
80%
really
is a bit of an
rammed,
indication.
well, you're not going
of
to be
how
on social
profitable
media,
we
are you? You're not
So
going
in
to have the
reality,
time.
you don't
to be
get
on social
more
media
by playing
telling
it
everyone
safe
about
or by trying to
what
appeal
could
to
be a
everyone. You
success story
actually
or
get
could be a
less.
problem. We're going to dive
And in a
into
way,
that
you're
during the
more
podcast,
vulnerable because
whether you're
nobody can
dealing with
see you.
something that is,
You're not
a
getting
positive
everyone.
or a
Nobody can
negative.
see you
But we
because
also
you started
know
this,
that
right? You
good
started this
news
by
is
telling
not
me
usually
that
revered, is it?
the
It's not
market is
usually
saturated. It's
sought
a real
out.
struggle,
You know,
Carl.
I mean, if we watch
But I
the
want to
news, maybe
remain
say the
unseen.
BBC, or
That's what you're
actually,
saying, unless you
if
take
we
my
listen
advice
to some
and
of the
come up with
industry
some
bodies, the
real
associations
poignant
and the
reasons why I
federations,
should visit you.
we
So
operate
you deal
at a
with a
very,
saturated
very
market
negative level.
by standing out,
You know, when we report
by
something
being
in
very
the,
different, or at
associations,
least making the
federations,
message
we often say
very,
things like
very different.
53%
That's what I
of
do as a
salons
coach. I
reported
stand out
that
because
they're not
I'm
looking to
really
grow.
solution based.
However, why
I
didn't
believe
we
in
say
prompt action,
47%
and I always believe in
of
finding a
salons
solution.
say they are
I'm
looking
never
to
going to
grow
be beaten.
next year?
Now, I know some
Can
people
you see what
don't
I mean?
like that drive
on the
and that
news, just having a
focus,
bit of fun with you.
but for the people
You know,
that
we don't
do,
report
we work well
today
together,
in the UK,
and we get great
there
results.
were no floods.
So the question is,
that 10,000
what
trains
makes you
arrived
stand out
on
in a
time, or,
saturated
you get
market?
the idea, something like that.
Or
And that's
are you
because
going
we
to
are-
accept
we
that struggling
built
is
to
normal?
zone in on the negative.
And that's all for this week.
And we do exactly the
Thank
same
you
in
for
our
listening to the
industry,
Salon Help Good to
social
Go
media,
podcast.
kind of
Please
bring
take a look
people
in the
back
show
together.
notes.
That
Take a look
also
at the
means
links and
that if you
please
have
leave
a
me a
positive
review.
problem,
Don't
or you
forget
have a
to let
success,
other
as I'm
salon
going
owners
to
know that I'm here
in a moment,
every Sunday
then
at 4
you're not gonna
p.m.
feel like
trying to
sharing,
give
are
you
you?
guys a
Because
kickstart to
you've
the
got to be
week.
careful.
Thanks
that
everyone.
you're not
I will
seen to
see
be
you on the
bragging
next
or
episode.
saying, look, I'm doing